Bret Weinstein from Evergreen State College is settling out of court with the college for $500,000. So we have this article on the College Fix, and we'll take a look at some of the article. Evergreen State College has settled a tort claim against it from embattled Professor Bret Weinstein and his wife, Professor Heather Haying, for $500,000, according to an email sent to faculty Friday evening. They have resigned from their faculty positions at Evergreen effective today. The college will pay them a total of $450,000 and contribute an additional $50,000 towards their attorney fees, according to the email sent by John Carmichael, Chief of Staff and Secretary to the Board of Trustees. In making this agreement, the college admits no liability and rejects the allegations made in the tort claim. The lawsuit alleged that through a series of decisions made at the highest levels, including to officially support a day of racial segregation, the college has refused to protect its employees from repeated provocative and corrosive verbal and written hostility based on race, as well as threats of physical violence. The couple, and especially Weinstein, was frequently called racist by peers in emails. Colleagues were upset the couple would not support the plans to elevate faculty on the basis of race, or support the day of absence, in which white people were asked to remain off campus for one day in April so students and faculty of color could communicate about oppression and similar topics. In his email alerting faculty to the agreement, Carmichael denied that the day of absence was discriminatory and added that college officials took reasonable and appropriate steps to engage with protesters during spring quarter, de-escalate conflict, and keep the campus safe. This is really great news, but I was hoping Bret Weinstein was going to bankrupt the school. I mean, $500,000? You deserve more than that for never being able to teach at that school again. And it's very likely he will have trouble getting into another school, considering there have been accusations of him being a white supremacist. I know some of you will say that Bret was part of the problem at Evergreen, and therefore he got what was coming to him. But I don't believe in collective punishment, nor do I believe in collective mindset. Is Bret a liberal? Sure. Does that mean he encourages the radical racialized hostility shown in the videos? I don't think so. The idea that Weinstein is responsible for the students, at least in my opinion, is the same as conservatives and Republicans being blamed for Timothy McVeigh. These students are products of more than just their school and their instructors. They have been instructed by social media and their peers to become prisoners of their own minds, stuck in the mindset of their skin color. Even if Weinstein was pushing this radical ideology on his students, the fact remains that he was stalked. There were rumors that students were planning on kidnapping him, and that he was forced off campus by students calling him racist for refusing not to show up for work because of his skin color. The students are adults, and they are responsible for their own actions. And as far as Bret Weinstein's responsibility for the day of absence goes, that whole thing wouldn't have happened. We wouldn't have had the protests. We wouldn't have had the discussion of the campus insanity if Bret didn't stand his ground and tell the students he refused to do that. And in that regard, I respect him for standing down an angry mob and refusing to cave into their demands. I think a lot of us are hoping that this sends a message to everyone nationwide that radical social justice racism will not be tolerated. And it's illegal. And you might have to pay somebody $500,000 if they get hounded by an angry mob, and the faculty seem to be okay with it. And remember these vigilantes who were keeping their campus safe from people like Bret who hold opinions that are considered to be violent? And really, that's the problem with labeling somebody's speech as hateful or as being equal to violence, because the next time you deal with something you don't like, it will be easier for you to classify that speech as also being the same as violence. So where does it end? Eventually you just have to admit that violence is violence and speech is speech. That's all there is to it.